Good morning, everyone. When people ask me, what's the secret to success? They expect me to say something dramatic, a billion-dollar idea, a miracle investor, or pure luck. But let me tell you something that sounds simple, yet very few people truly understand. Success starts in the morning, not the office, not the boardroom, not the pitch meeting in the morning. When I was younger, I used to wake up whenever I wanted. I thought freedom meant sleeping in, but I realized freedom without discipline is chaos, and that chaos follows you into your business, your relationships, and your dreams. One day, I decided I'm going to own my mornings, not with big things. No, small things. Wake up at the same time, make the bed, drink water, stretch, read, think. Simple, right? But let me ask you, how many people in this room do this every single day? Let me tell you why it's powerful. First, the morning gives you a clean slate. No emails, no phone calls, no stress, only you and your mind. And in that silence, you can hear the truth, what you really want, what you fear, what you need to do. Second, small victories create big confidence. If you win the first hour, you feel strong. You walk taller. You speak with clarity. You take on the world not as a victim of your calendar, but as the leader of your life. Third, it trains your mind to do what's hard before the world even wakes up. If you can beat the snooze button, you can beat self-doubt. If you can choose discipline over comfort, you can choose growth over excuses. Listen, the world doesn't need more talented people. It needs more consistent people. And consistency is born in your mornings. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to do everything, but you must do something. Every single morning, that reminds you, I am in charge. Before the emails, before the meetings, before the chaos, you show up for yourself. That's the power of a morning routine. It's not a habit. It's not a trend. It's a decision to lead your life before anyone else does. We often chase productivity by looking for the latest hacks, apps, techniques, strategies. But the truth is, no method will work unless we first establish a rhythm, and that rhythm begins in the morning. Clarity and focus, two of the most sought after qualities in personal and professional success, do not appear by chance. They are the byproducts of something far less glamorous, but incredibly powerful: consistency. When you wake up at a different time every day, start your mornings with no direction, or let external distractions shape the beginning of your day, you are surrendering control of your focus. You are starting each morning as a blank page written by other people's agendas, not your own. Clarity suffers because your brain is constantly adjusting to a different tempo. Focus suffers because your energy is scattered. You are reactive, not intentional. But when you introduce consistency into your morning routine, everything changes. You are no longer operating on chaos. You're building on structure. Imagine waking up at the same time daily, following a series of intentional steps that serve your goals, your health, and your mindset. Over time, your mind begins to anticipate what comes next. Your thoughts are not racing in 10 directions. You start the day grounded, not guessing. And in that grounding, you find clarity. Consistency acts like mental training. Just like an athlete builds muscle through repetition, we build mental clarity through predictable patterns. The brain loves efficiency. It thrives when it knows what to expect. That's why habits are so powerful. They free up mental bandwidth. You don't waste time deciding what to do next, because the decision has already been made by the routine you've built. Think of your morning routine as a personal operating system. Every function, whether it's meditation, journaling, exercise, or reading, is a command line that boots up your focus. The more consistently you run this system, the more reliably it performs. And with every repetition, you gain clarity, not just about the day ahead, but about who you are, what you value, and where you're going. But clarity doesn't just come from what you do, it comes from what you remove. A consistent morning routine helps eliminate decision fatigue, one of the biggest enemies of focus. When every day begins with uncertainty, you waste precious energy just trying to orient yourself. What should I do first? Should I check email? What's most urgent? This is how people burn out before 10 a.m., but a consistent routine removes this noise. You already know what matters. You're not chasing tasks. You're moving with direction. Moreover, consistency gives your emotions a place to settle. Our feelings are often erratic in the morning: anxiety, dread, ambition, restlessness. If you don't give those emotions structure, they will scatter your attention. But through consistent habits like reflection, mindfulness, or writing, you allow your inner world to calm, your thoughts to organize, and your priorities to rise to the surface. Some people think consistency is boring. But real consistency is not robotic, it's liberating. When your mind is free from guessing and reacting, it becomes open to insight. You begin to notice patterns, hear your intuition, and make clearer decisions. Focus becomes effortless, not forced, because you're no longer resisting the flow of your day, you're aligned with it. Another powerful aspect of consistency is the confidence it builds. Every time you follow through with your routine, you're reinforcing the belief that you are dependable to yourself. And when you feel dependable, you start showing up with more focus, not because you're trying harder, but because your belief in yourself is stronger. This is the foundation of true clarity, knowing who you are and acting in alignment with that identity day after day. Consistency doesn't require complexity. In fact, simplicity strengthens it. It's not about how many steps you include in your routine, it's about how intentionally you execute them. Even just waking up at the same time, drinking a glass of water, and reviewing your top priority for the day can sharpen your mental lens. You're not starting from scratch. You're stepping into a system you've already built. Over time, this mental architecture becomes the launchpad for deep focus, not just in the morning, but across your entire life. Success often feels like a distant summit, something far away, something that requires massive effort or a breakthrough moment. But in truth, the journey to any significant achievement is not defined by huge leaps. It's defined by the small, almost invisible victories we collect each day. These small wins are not trivial, they are foundational. They create momentum, and momentum is what turns effort into progress. Every morning, you face a choice to take control of your day or to let the day control you. The moment you decide to do something positive, no matter how small, you've already begun to build momentum. It could be something as simple as making your bed, drinking a full glass of water, or sitting quietly for 5 minutes to clear your thoughts. These actions are not just tasks. They are signals to your brain that you are in motion, that you are someone who follows through, and that you're not waiting for motivation. You're creating it. Psychologically, small wins shift your mindset from stagnation to action. The human brain responds strongly to progress. Even the smallest achievement activates the reward centers in the brain, releasing dopamine, the chemical that reinforces behavior and encourages us to keep going. This is why starting is often the hardest part. Once you've taken the first step, you begin to experience the emotional lift that comes from moving forward. That lift, however slight, is the beginning of momentum. Think of it like pushing a heavy boulder. At first, it doesn't move. You strain, you push, and it barely budges. But once it starts to roll, even a little, something magical happens. Each push gets easier. You don't have to work as hard to keep it going. That's the power of small wins. They lower the resistance to future action. One tiny victory paves the way for the next. You start stacking wins, and soon you're not just moving. Your small wins also reinforce identity. When you complete a positive action, even something small, you are not just accomplishing a task. You are casting a vote for the person you want to become. Drink a glass of water in the morning. You're someone who values health. Review your goals before checking your phone. You're someone who leads with intention. Write down a priority instead of reacting to chaos. You're someone who takes control. Every win adds to your internal story, and over time, that story becomes powerful. Momentum created by small wins also builds confidence. Many people struggle with self-doubt, not because they lack talent, but because they lack visible proof of progress. When all your efforts are focused on giant goals that take months or years to reach, it's easy to feel like you're getting nowhere. But when you track and celebrate small achievements, you create a sense of movement. You can see the steps you're taking. And when you see progress, you believe in your ability to keep going. Another benefit of small wins is that they are achievable regardless of circumstances. Life is unpredictable. Some days are chaotic, overwhelming, or emotionally draining. On those days, it might be unrealistic to complete a full workout or solve a major problem. But you can still do one push-up. You can still breathe deeply for 1 minute. You can still write down one thing you're grateful for. These small actions preserve your momentum during hard times. They keep the flame lit even when the fire is low. Small wins also create structure in the midst of uncertainty. In a world full of distraction and noise, having a few consistent actions that you can depend on gives you a sense of control. You don't have to wonder how to start the day or wait for the perfect moment. You start where you are, do what you can, and let the momentum build. The more you repeat this cycle, the stronger your internal drive becomes. You begin to trust yourself, not because you always make huge progress, but because you keep showing up and doing something. Self-discipline is one of those qualities that everyone admires, but few truly master. It's often misunderstood as a harsh or joyless form of control, but in reality, self-discipline is the seed from which all success grows. It's the internal force that pushes you to do what needs to be done. Even when motivation is low, when distractions are tempting, and when the easy choice would be to give up or procrastinate. At its core, self-discipline is about making a promise to yourself and keeping it. It's the commitment to prioritize long-term goals over short-term pleasures. This might sound straightforward, but it is the most challenging battle many people face every day. The world is full of distractions. Phones buzzing, endless social media, urgent demands, and the comfort of staying in bed just a little longer. Self-discipline is the muscle that helps you resist these temptations and focus on what truly matters. One of the most important places where self-discipline shows up is in the morning routine. The moment your alarm goes off, you have a choice to stay under the covers or to rise and claim the day. When you choose to get up, to stretch, to hydrate, or to prepare your mind for work, you are exercising self-discipline. These small acts are more than just habits. They are deliberate decisions that train your mind to operate with purpose and consistency. Without self-discipline, the best ideas and intentions remain just that, ideas and intentions. Everyone has dreams, but only those who practice self-discipline take consistent steps toward realizing them. It's the difference between planning to write a book and writing a page every day. It's the difference between imagining a healthy lifestyle and choosing a salad over fast food when no one is watching. Self-discipline bridges the gap between knowing what to do and actually doing it. Another critical aspect of self-discipline is its role in building resilience. Life will test you. Unexpected challenges, failures, and setbacks are inevitable. Without self-discipline, it's easy to lose focus, give in to discouragement, or abandon your goals. But with self-discipline, you develop the ability to push through discomfort and keep moving forward. It's not about perfection, but persistence. Every time you choose discipline over ease, you are strengthening your capacity to handle adversity. Self-discipline also shapes your character and identity. When you consistently make disciplined choices, you start to see yourself differently. You become someone who keeps promises, who honors commitments, and who respects yourself enough to do the hard work. This internal transformation is powerful because success is not just what you achieve externally. It is who you become in the process. One common misconception is that self-discipline requires willpower alone, but it's much more than that. Willpower is limited and can be exhausted, but self-discipline is about creating systems and habits that make disciplined choices easier. For example, setting a consistent wake uptime, or preparing your clothes and breakfast the night before removes friction and reduces the need for willpower. Self-discipline is smarter than relying on sheer force of will. It is about designing your environment to support your goals. Furthermore, self-discipline is contagious. When you practice it daily, it influences the people around you. Your family, your friends, your colleagues. It creates an atmosphere of accountability and inspires others to raise their standards. In a team or business setting, self-discipline fosters trust because people know you will follow through and deliver no matter how challenging the circumstances. Most importantly, self-discipline creates freedom. It might sound counterintuitive, but the ability to control your impulses actually gives you more control over your life. When you allow distractions and impulses to dictate your actions, you become a slave to circumstances and external demands. But with self-discipline, you reclaim your power to decide what is most important, and you make choices aligned with your vision and values. In the end, self-discipline is not a punishment, it's an investment. It's the seed you plant in the soil of your daily life that grows into the tree of achievement. Every time you choose discipline, you water that seed. Every time you skip a distraction and stay focused, you nurture it. And over time, this seed doesn't just grow. It flourishes, producing results that no amount of talent or luck can replace. There is a simple truth often overlooked. The way you start your morning largely determines how your entire day unfolds. When you control your morning, you control your life. This isn't just a catchy phrase, it's a principle rooted in the rhythms of human behavior and the psychology of productivity. Mornings are a fresh start. They represent a blank page before the chaos of the day sets in. If you let your morning be ruled by distractions, checking your phone, rushing through tasks, or reacting to other people's demands, you are handing over control to forces outside yourself. Your day becomes a series of reactions rather than intentional actions. When you consistently lose control in the morning, this pattern repeats itself day after day, slowly but surely shaping a life where you are perpetually behind, overwhelmed, and stressed. On the other hand, when you take charge of your morning, you set the tone of power and purpose. Control doesn't mean rigidity or stress. It means creating a structure that aligns with your priorities and values. It means waking up with intention, knowing what you want to accomplish, and taking deliberate steps to move toward those goals before distractions arrive. This kind of control creates momentum that carries you through the day. The first hour of your day is the most important. It's when your energy is freshest, your mind is clearest, and your willpower is strongest. If you use this time to focus on meaningful habits, whether it's exercise, meditation, journaling, or planning, you build a foundation that supports every other action. You are priming your brain and body to perform at their best, which means you are more likely to make smart decisions, maintain focus, and resist distractions later on. When you control your morning, you also control your emotions. Mornings can be a vulnerable time, waking up groggy, feeling anxious about the day, or being pulled into negative thoughts. But a consistent morning routine helps you manage these emotions before they spiral. For example, mindfulness or gratitude practices can calm anxiety, while physical movement can release tension and boost mood. You start the day as the driver of your emotions, not their passenger. Control over your morning also builds confidence and self-respect. There is a powerful feeling that comes from saying, "I own this morning." It reinforces your belief that you can handle challenges, make decisions, and take charge of your life. That confidence doesn't stay confined to the morning hours, it spills into meetings, conversations, and tasks. You become someone who leads rather than someone who is led by circumstances. Another way controlling your morning controls your life is by reducing decision fatigue. Every choice we make depletes our mental energy. When your mornings are chaotic and unplanned, you waste that precious energy deciding what to do next, what to eat, or whether to check your phone. But when you have a morning routine, Many of these decisions are made in advance. You conserve your mental resources for more important decisions later in the day. This clarity and energy compound, making you more effective and less stressed. Control over the morning also means reclaiming your time. Many people complain there aren't enough hours in the day. But often, the hours are there, they're just lost in distraction and indecision. By controlling your morning, you create intentional time for what matters most. Whether that's focusing on work, spending quality time with family, or investing in your health, that control allows you to align your daily activities with your deeper purpose. Finally, controlling your morning is an act of leadership over yourself. Before you can lead others or run a business, you must lead your own habits and mindset. Your mornings are your laboratory for practicing discipline, consistency, and focus. The more you master this, the easier it becomes to master other areas of life. Your morning becomes a microcosm of your life. If you can steer this ship, you can steer your entire journey. In a world full of distractions and demands, controlling your morning is a form of reclaiming your sovereignty. It's the daily decision to take responsibility for your energy, your attention, and your outcomes. It's the recognition that how you start your day is not separate from how you live your life. It is the foundation of it. The morning is often called the most important part of the day, but it is more than that. It is a mirror. When you look closely at how you spend your morning, you can see reflected the state of your life, your mindset, and your priorities. The way you greet the dawn reveals much about your character, your habits, and your vision for the future. A mirror doesn't lie. It shows the truth even when you try to look away. Similarly, your morning routine reflects the condition of your inner world. If your mornings are rushed, chaotic, and filled with distraction, it suggests that your life outside those hours is also fragmented. If your mornings are calm, intentional, and grounded, it shows that you have clarity and control over your priorities. When you wake up, your mind is fresh from rest. It hasn't yet been clouded by the noise of the outside world. Emails, social media, urgent requests, or endless tasks. In these early moments, your true state is revealed. Are you waking up with purpose, or are you dragging yourself out of bed because the day demands it? Are you choosing to nurture your body and mind, or are you neglecting them in favor of comfort or distraction? This morning self is a reflection of how much you value yourself and your potential. The habits you practice in the morning become habits of your life. If you start your day with discipline, such as exercising, reading, or planning, it shows you are committed to growth and self-improvement. If you start with aimless scrolling on your phone or hitting the snooze button multiple times, it reflects a lack of direction and energy that can spill over into your daily choices. The morning mirror also reveals your emotional state. If you wake up feeling anxious, overwhelmed, or unmotivated, it signals unresolved stress or confusion in your life. These feelings are not random, they are symptoms of what's happening beneath the surface. Conversely, waking up calm, hopeful, and focused indicates that you have found ways to manage your emotions and set positive intentions. Your morning is a reflection of your mindset about time itself. Are you treating time as a precious resource, or do you take it for granted? How you handle your first waking hour shows whether you respect the limited time you have each day or let it slip through your fingers. Those who see their mornings as an opportunity are often the same people who see their lives as an opportunity to create, to love, to contribute, and to achieve. In addition, the morning mirror reflects your level of self-awareness. The moments after waking are ideal for tuning into yourself before the distractions begin. If you use this time to check in with your goals, values, and feelings, it reveals a high level of self-awareness and intentionality. If you bypass these moments and dive straight into external inputs, it suggests a disconnect from your inner self. This reflection also extends to your long-term vision. The choices you make every morning, what you focus on, how you move, what you think, are the building blocks of your future. Your mornings show whether you are aligning your daily actions with your deepest aspirations or drifting without direction. In this sense, the morning mirror doesn't just reflect your present reality, it forecasts your future. Finally, the morning is a daily reset button. No matter what happened yesterday, successes or failures, you have a chance to look in the mirror again and decide who you want to be today. This ability to reset and reflect is a gift, and those who honor it gain an edge in personal growth. The mirror doesn't judge, but it offers clarity. It gives you a chance to course correct before the day moves too far forward. Because the morning is a mirror, it demands honesty. It asks you to face yourself with courage. Are you living intentionally or by default? Are you cultivating habits that serve you or habits that hold you back? The way you answer these questions each morning shapes the quality of your life. Recognizing the morning as a mirror changes how you approach the start of your day. Instead of rushing through it or neglecting it, you treat it as a sacred moment for reflection and alignment. You learn to look deeply and respond wisely. And in doing so, you transform not only your mornings, but your entire life. In conclusion, the power of a morning routine lies in its ability to shape the trajectory of your entire day, and ultimately your life. It is through consistent, intentional actions in the first moments after waking that clarity, focus, and momentum are born. Small wins in the morning build unstoppable energy that propels you forward, while self-discipline acts as the seed from which success grows. When you take control of your morning, you reclaim control over your time, your emotions, and your decisions, setting a foundation for productivity and fulfillment. Moreover, the morning acts as a mirror, reflecting your values, mindset, and priorities. How you greet each day reveals who you are and who you are becoming. By treating your mornings as a sacred opportunity to align with your goals, manage your emotions, and build positive habits, you unlock a powerful tool for transformation. The simple act of designing and owning your morning routine is not just about improving your day. It's about mastering your life. Remember, greatness doesn't come from occasional bursts of effort, but from the consistent, purposeful choices made every morning. Harness this power and watch how your life unfolds with greater clarity, focus, and unstoppable momentum.